All right, so Big Headed Fam, what's cracking? It's your boy Big Gotti. Thank y'all for tuning in with me on another one. I hope everybody having a good day out there. Now we're gonna jump straight into today's episode. So we got Judge Joe Brown going in on Kamala Harris. Now, a lot of people got a lot of different things to say about Kamala Harris, but Judge Joe Brown seemed like he know her a little bit more personal. So we're gonna get a bar of this, and y'all let me know what y'all think about the content in the comment section. Let's run it.
But I gotta ask you about Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of shit.
Damn.
I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. But when you do the casting couch or anything else for professional purposes to get paid or advance, you a hoe. And she's old hoe. And the problem is what is she supposed to do?
I'm gonna keep it 100 though. Him calling Kamala Harris a hoe, she probably is a hoe because you know he grew up with her, so he know all the stories and the rumors. But let's run it.
And I've never seen such a salacious mess as I've seen out of her. I think of One West Bank. I had some pretty good properties out in California at one point in time, and I know I had 3 neighbors who had good properties. It was in a place called Ojai, California. And there was a bank called One West Bank responsible for it, which was owned by George Soros. The Mnuchin that you have out of the Obama administration was Mnuchin, who was the CEO of One West Bank. Well, there were approximately 1,200 counts of indictments returned against Mnuchin and One West Bank in various counties in California. Well, Mnuchin and Soros financed and arranged and sponsored Kamala. She got in, and using the authority she had, she promptly consolidated all 5,200 counts and dismissed them. And a couple of weeks later, Soros sold One West Bank for $4.2 billion.
See, that's what they say though. They always say that district attorneys, they the biggest crooks in the business. You know what I mean? They shift the laws and move things for people that they want to mess with. Other people, man, they just lock them up.
As district attorney for San Francisco, she didn't do a very good job. She had a reputation for giving out the stiffest sentences in the United States of America for simple possession of marijuana in San Francisco, for God's sakes.
That's crazy.
But it was only to young black men. She's not a parent, never had any children, but she went off on this campaign to lock parents up, some of whom actually were shown to have dropped their children off at the school, but they played hooky, so she was putting them in jail.
And this was my initial argument on Kamala Harris. She don't have kids. She was going hard on parents. She locked up a lot of black people and minority people. I don't think she's even relatable to people, and she shouldn't be a president. And now he's saying she a hoe. So, I mean, this is all crazy facts.
My in-laws, now late in-laws, because they're dead, and their fine daughter that I was married to, we were divorced. She got a whole lot of money, but anyway, out of me. What wound up happening was there was a liquor store they like to patronize on the way home, and it was a good liquor store, but it got held up a lot, so Kamala's solution was not go get the crooks, but close down the liquor store so nobody would be troubled by it. See, that kind of philosophy, or you've got a serial killer who's got 6 victims. Why don't you let this man plead guilty to life without parole instead of delaying it for 7 years, trying to make political hay out of it? I was caught.
Yeah, that's a waste of taxpayers' dollars. She should have definitely just let him plead out.
This woman who was supposed to be a financial specialist wound up embezzling a lot, $1.5 million from me, about $15 million from some other black celebrities. And most of it was in the San Francisco area, not LA where I was. She consolidated the cases up there in San Francisco, took 5 years to resolve it, let her plead out not the $15 million of embezzlement, but $35,000. The sentence was 5 years in the penitentiary, 4.5 years suspended, 5 years probation. The woman wound up sitting on a bench outside Sybil Branch which is the women's detention facility in L.A. County, for 5.5 hours. That's all the time she served, made no restitution. And la-di-da, I'm through with it now. I don't care on her behalf. Like, where's our money? You know, what did you do here?
Yeah, you know she paid Kamala behind the scenes. That's why they be getting so rich. That's dirty if he really telling the truth. Like,
you didn't even consult with her. She did this on a surprise basis. It's the kind of thing she would do, see. So it's like that was not a good professional performance. And then she was everybody's favorite Hindu Indian prosecutor and attorney general and senator, and now she becomes black. But, you know, I met her daddy, fine gentleman, Professor Harris. And the problem with her being black is Professor Harris says he's Caucasian, mixed Irish and Hindu.
damn.
He doesn't have any black ancestors, but his Irish ancestors owned a lot of slaves in Jamaica and had them to work on plantation. So if mama is on the birth certificate listed as a Caucasian, daddy says he's a Caucasian Hindu and has no black ancestors, how did she get to be black?
You know, and that's the crazy part about Kamala Harris. You know, she black when it's convenient, and then she act a whole different way when she around a whole different group of people. You know, she like a gecko. That's why you can't trust this woman. But let's go.
And the birth certificate that she has is interesting because the confusion comes from a mistake. On the birth certificate, it lists the mother's race as Caucasian, national origin into India, and religion Hindu. For the father, it does not list national origin. It does not list religion. It does not list anything about that. But
See, to me, it don't matter what race she is. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm really caught up on. It's just like if she gonna act like she black one day and then act like she's something else the other day, you got to stand on what you really are. But don't matter what race she is, I really don't care about that type of stuff, though, just to be 100.
so the problem is why don't you go get your daddy to give you an affidavit that you have a black ancestor? And since the only possible claim you have is through your great grandmother, who he says was a Hindu house servant that just happens to be swarthy, where'd you get your blackness from? See, you're faking it again. And I say this after 50 years of experience, the worst human beings you will ever find are career prosecutors.
I agree with that. If you see a prosecutor, you know, they always out to get somebody trying to end life. You know what I'm saying? They ain't never trying to do no good. They always trying to do the max, send you to jail for a long time no matter what. I ain't never ever just seen them say, oh yeah, let's let them off easy.
They don't give a damn about the people they represent. They just want to win. So they lie, cheat, steal to win the game. Yeah. And that brings up the other thing, where the Supreme Court of California ordered her to produce the evidence that was exculpating to somebody sitting up on death row that she had hidden. They did that over and over and over again with her hiding this evidence. Now, there are exceptions to this rule with career prosecutors, but if you ever want to sleazy somebody, find yourself a career prosecutor who's never done anything else but that until they have moved up.
Yeah, we're going to stop this right here now. In my opinion, Judge Joe Brown, he sound like he know what he talking about, you know. When you know somebody, then you know him. He up in age like her, you know, and he just want to get his facts out there and let everybody know the truth about her. So I feel what he's saying. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the content in the comment section. And until the next one, y'all stay safe out there.